Hey guys, and welcome to today's first impressions video. Today we're looking at Decks and Daggers. This is a dungeon crawling deck building game. It's pretty interesting and incredibly tough from the get-go. It took me a few tries to get through my very first dungeon outside of the tutorial, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's nice to see a game that offers you a decent challenge. I love the art style, and we will get into what the game plays like in a second. Options wise, there's really not a lot to speak of. You got your music. It says voices, but honestly, I haven't really heard any voice acting yet. A few grunts here and there. Your ambient, the soundtrack's really good. It's suits the art style and it suits the theme of the game. Full screen VSync, FPS, language, world map, scroll speed, custom cursor, and then delete save data if you so desire. Not a lot here to go through, but the game is largely 2D, so it doesn't really need that many options in my opinion. You've then got your credits and your start menu. It's pretty good. I've enjoyed my time on it so far. What we'll do is we'll hit the start button and I'll show you around the the hub, the tavern, if you will, and then we'll get into the actual gameplay itself, because there's a couple of layers to this game, which is pretty damn cool. So let's go. Alright, so this is the tavern area. This is where you go after you have completed a dungeon, and you can start the next mission. You can look at your deck and change it out how you so desire. You can check the journal for what you've already done, and you can go into the shop to buy new cards. It looks like, to me, it feels like there are a lot of things you can get, and you are going to need pretty much everything in this to customize your deck depending on the dungeon that you're going into. There are 2 pages of stuff. I don't know whether it adds more later on, but as you can see, I've got 22 gold after my first dungeon. The cheapest thing is 25, then it's 75, then it's 85. So as long as the dungeons start yielding more per time, to allow the progression to seem, okay, I've done this dungeon, I can get something else later on, that would be good. Otherwise, this is going to feel like a really long, grind, especially since there's only like a page and a half of items that have been discovered. I don't know whether there's going to be more as you go along. Hopefully, we can hope. But yeah, it looks alright. It looks like there's some decent weapons and abilities here that are going to allow you to take on some pretty hefty enemies as you go through. But it's all down to how easy it is to acquire gold and how the story progresses and the difficulty spike that comes with it. Your journal, it goes through the story of what you've got so far. And then your deck builder. Now, you can only have 15 items. I don't know whether as you level up, because there is a level system, I don't know, as you level up, you will get more card spaces, so you can build a fuller and more robust deck. But so far, 15 spaces isn't a lot, and the RNG of it seems to throw more enemies at you than you can sort of deal with, if you like. The heals are much needed, and it would be nice if the weapons stayed for a bit longer, but that's just the way the game's been done. That, to a degree, adds to its difficulty, which means you've got to really strategize. And then the world map. Now this shows you your dungeon, and you can go back and do one if you've already completed it, or you can go on to the next one. We're going to crack on to the next one. Monster threat 44, total loot 35, or this one is monster threat and total loot 20. So it's doubled the threat, and it's 1.5 times the loot amount by the look of this. So hopefully we'll come out with some decent treasure. The art style, like I say, is really, really good. And although there hasn't been voice acting thus far, the story is... it's interesting. Like, it fits the theme, right? There are also RPG elements of it where you can sort of make choices and progress the story as you go through, and you can either brute force it and murder people to death, or you can try and be a bit more a bit more smooth with it, a bit more eloquent, as you like. So you clip through it, go through the story as you go, and then you enter the dungeon. Now, the way that this works is you have 3 slots. That's it. If you want to run away, you take damage. You only have 6 health, and you've got to try and get through this whilst taking as least amount of damage as possible, right? And the way that it works is you leave one monster or one thing up each time. So you have to be kind of careful. You will take damage each time as well. I'm poisoned, I do believe. So, these here. I haven't got any heals. I'm going to die. The number in the right-hand corner is how much health you get, or how much armor it's got, or how much attack you do. And then you've got the symbol to show you what the card is. So if we put 2 of those in there, take that down here and that down here, that will take us to the next one, but I am going to lose another health. I need some heals. So you've got to pull it down there and then drag it there. Honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about the combat system. Or the deck itself. The fact that you've got to constantly drag it down and then drag it to where you need it to go. It certainly looks interesting, but I'm not sure if I'm a fan. And then I'm going to die, aren't I? Right, so we're going to run away. You can run away, like I say, I take damage. I've got to keep my health higher than what I'm taking. And I'm going to die on this one because I take damage. And then you lose. Like I say, it is very difficult. There's not a lot you can do. I don't have anything to heal poison right now, right? So that's what the potion I get next is. So you've got to think really carefully about how you go, because you will lose. You are going to continually lose, and it's going to be luck of the draw and RNG that gets you out of that. Which is a nice, refreshing change from them just basically making it stupidly easy and then getting gradually harder, to just say, right, this is a strategy game, crack on, get on with it, I want to see what you can do. And the fact you've got limited inventory space as well is really, really nice. Now, unfortunately here, I'm going to have to dispel some stuff, which I don't really want to do. Not there. Yeah, see, I can't take that damage, so we're going to discard that, and that'll get us through to the next one. Perfect. Kill him so I don't take the damage. Put that there. That there. That there. And then we can kill him off. Perfect. And we haven't actually taken any damage yet. We have lost out on some treasure, but not all. Cool. As you can see, it like, and now this is one of the problems with it, right? Is that I have effectively, I'm dead again because I ran out of enemies. It is a very, very tough game. If you like strategy, if you like deck builders, I think you're going to thoroughly enjoy this. Like, this makes me want to keep playing. This makes it so that I want to go through. I should have realistically used my runaway action to get rid of those. hindsight's a bitch. And you can return to the tavern at any given time and redo your strategy. Overall, this is a really well thought out deck builder. It is very difficult from the get-go, and it's got a really great art style as well. The writing's not too shabby, and it's a very small game. It's only about 300 megabytes, which is kind of awesome. I like it when we get nice small games because my poor hard drive gets very full very quickly, and I'm constantly installing and uninstalling games to cover them all. So yeah, they've done really well. I really like this game, and I'm a fan of deck builders and strategy games, so I'm obviously going to be a little bit predisposed to like this. Let me know in those comments down below, guys, what you think. Let me know if this is a game for you. Let me know if you're going to check it out. It came out on the 8th of this month, 8th of October, and I'm quite impressed. Let me know what you think, guys, and thank you very much for watching. Ciao, ciao.